Hey everybody, Bond here. Chances are pretty good that you may have heard the term contrails or chemtrails in regards to long white ice or vapor trails that you see going behind jet airliners as they fly high up in the skies above your head. But there is a very big difference between the two words, even though they sound very similar. Contrails, spelled C-O-N, trails, actually does refer to the freezing of vapor, creating ice or sort of a cloud behind a jet. That is an actual phenomenon that's actually real and happens, as you've seen. And normally these trails dissipate very quickly behind a airliner. Chemtrails, on the other hand, C-H-E-M trails, is in regards to chemical trails, and it's pretty much defined as, at least the public definition, an ongoing artificial modification of Earth's climate systems using reflective nanomaterials or aerosols to reflect sunlight. They are dispensed via jet aircraft trails that expand into reflective artificial clouds. This is the sort of public definition of chemtrails. But don't just take my word for it. Maybe I could direct you to someone you may have heard of, Chuck Norris. That's right, Chuck Norris is taking on chemtrails in his latest YouTube video posted April 27th of last year, which I'll post the link down below so you can check that out. He also has an article exclusively done by WND.com where he calls the chemtrails people sky criminals and examines the geoengineering in the skies above us. And there are lots of different ways the government's trying to meddle in our environment. So some of those technologies includes things like CDR technologies, which are bioenergy with carbon capture and storage, direct air capture, ocean fertilization, enhanced weathering, and this is all according to Wikipedia. There's also SRM Technologies, which seek to reflect sunlight and thus reduce global warming. You can see examples of this in the creation of stratospheric sulfate aerosols. Now let me tell you a little bit about what these aerosols are, these stratospheric aerosols. They create a global dimming effect that has made them a possible candidate for use in solar radiation management, climate engineering projects that could limit the effect and impact of climate change with the greenhouse gases that are rising. So when you hear terms like this, I kind of wanted to just sort of throw all that out at you because, you know, global dimming, I mean, when you hear about terms like this, it's pretty interesting to know that these things are going on. So basically what they do is they pump the skies full of all sorts of experimental technologies in the name of climate change. So you have your metals such as aluminum. You have aerosols, which, you know, it's funny. I remember back somewhere where you had the hairspray like the Aqua Net and all of that had these aerosols in them that were just so bad for the environment. And now they're perpetuating these incredibly more intense aerosols directly into the atmosphere. There's also other materials that are really, really bad for you. And this is not a controversial statement. The military has admitted to this practice on many occasions, and there's plenty of documentation from the government to collaborate it. There is also documentation of international experimental releases of radiation over populated areas. You know, unfortunately, this information tends to surface long after it could have saved lives or eased the suffering of victims. Over the past decade, independent testing of chemtrails around the country has shown a dangerous, extremely poisonous brew that includes barium, nano-aluminum-coated fiberglass known as chaff or CHAFF, radioactive thorium, cadmium, chromium, nickel, desiccated blood, mold spores, yellow fungi, I can't even pronounce some of the things on this list, urethane dibromide, and all kinds of polymer fibers. I mean, Barium is as toxic as arsenic. It's known to adversely affect the heart. Aluminum seriously damages brain function. I mean, independent researchers and labs have shown the off-the-scale levels of these poisons that are now being found in our air, our food, and our water. Well, how are these poisons getting there? Numerous tests have been done to verify that these poisons are off the scale. They're being found all over. With all these surrounding our every breath, it's not surprising to see a dramatic increase in illnesses. There are numerous reports of the increase in cardiac deaths, upper respiratory illnesses like chronic bronchitis and lung cancer. The significant increase in heart disease and various upper respiratory illnesses has been linked to the increase in particulate matter in our air. In the U.S., 16.4 million adults have asthma and 7 million children have it. Chronic bronchitis, emphysema, 9.8 million Americans diagnosed with diseases like that this year. For emphysema, the figure is 3.8 million alone. That's 37 million Americans affected. Of course, there's plenty of disinformation out there, and believe me, for the most part, the government would prefer that you did not know anything about what is going on. But actually, they admitted it right out of their own mouths at the Council on Foreign Relations. The chemtrail conspiracy was admitted by our government. That clip is available, and I'll put that link also in the video description below to try and help you folks get your head around the idea that this is happening. And I would certainly urge anybody and everyone to get involved and spread the word, because all you have to do is look up into the sky on a daily basis and you can see this happening. The most frustrating thing to me in all of this is not so much that the government is just full of crap like they always are and don't tell us the truth about anything, but that they are so in disregard of the very people that they pretend to represent. No concern whatsoever for an individual's health or well-being. Instead, they treat us like we're incapable of dealing with truth or thinking for ourselves. And the level of toxic, harmful metals and other things they're willing to just pump into our atmosphere, mostly with unproven results and experimental techniques trying to control our planet and its ecosystem. I mean, what are the risks? And who are they to take them? Who knows? Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts, and please like and subscribe if you dig what we're doing here on the channel. We'll see you soon, and be safe, y'all.